Hey, everybody, we are back again with another live stream here at FSI. You know, you get to meet a lot of really wonderful people at these conferences, and our guest, Scott, is one of those really super cool people that you're like, oh my God, like this guy's like, he's a big deal. And not only is he a big deal, but he's a really normal, everyday, run-of-the-mill, super nice dude. And we're going to talk about what FMG is doing now, what they are planning on in the future, because so many of you already use their website technology, and you don't know probably that they do a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So, Scott, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, brother. How did you get here? So what is your official title, and then how did you get here?
All right. My official title is CEO. And how did I get here? I joined FMG Suite in 2015 as the COO and worked with Craig Faulkner, who was the founder, for about a year and a half. We sold to private equity at the end of 2016. And it was then that Craig retired and I took the CEO role.
Okay. What does that mean, though? Because you're the CEO of it's not just what everybody knows is FMG. I mean, you guys have all sorts of subsidiaries. Talk about that first, please.
We've made a number of acquisitions. So as I mentioned, we sold to K1 Capital, private equity fund based out of LA. They also own Smarsh. Many people know Smarsh.
Totally know Smarsh, yeah.
And from there, we started to buy companies. That's part of the private equity strategy, is to grow, obviously invest in organic growth, but also invest in inorganic growth through acquisition. So under K1, we made 6 acquisitions in total. So brands like Marketing Pro, Platinum Advisor Strategies, Advisor's Assistant, Advisor Launchpad. On the PNC insurance side, we own a company called Agency Revolution. We have rolled all of those up into a single entity, single organization, and that's FMG Suites.
Okay. So what's the end game here? Are you guys trying to become a juggernaut of media, or help us understand that, please?
Well, our passion is to help financial advisors and insurance agencies grow their businesses through extraordinary marketing. So our passion is to own that front office. We've looked at getting into CRM or some of these back office applications. We've decided that's not us. That's not where our passion is. Our passion lies in owning all of that front office, from lead generation to customer retention.
Okay. So I'm sure those of you who know who I am here as the CRO at Proudmouth know that Scott just said something. It's totally music to my ears, because that's exactly why they're in business and why we're in business and why we work so hard to help you, the advisor, try to get their voice out into the marketplace. Now, with that, Scott, what are you hearing? Like, what's working? What is the things that you're hearing from, because you guys have a huge client base, and I know that you ask your advisors regularly on how things are going and what they need. What are you hearing now?
Well, first of all, we love what you're doing, Matt. This podcasting is the future, and the future is here, if I might use a cliche, right? The future is now. And podcasting listenership has increased manyfold. And we love how you're helping financial advisors podcast, because that's not easy. We have a similar philosophy to what you have at Proudmouth. We know that advisors have a lot on their plates. So we try to make it as easy for them as possible. We do as much for them as possible. So what's big? We just released a mobile app this last summer. So you have your FMG Suite mobile app. Inside of that is our content. We're producing timely content every day. It's dropping in there, related to the markets, related to lifestyle, every kind of topic you can think of, that allows you to curate those that are authentically you.
Okay.
At the same time, our AI curation engine's going out on the web and curating from thousands of sources relevant content that's relevant to you and your brand. And so you're able to easily, with a couple of clicks, post that out to social media, share over email. It automatically routes through compliance. We make it as easy as possible.
Now, you said something that I think is a huge kind of hitch in the get along there, which is align with your brand. So how do you help advisors figure that out?
Well, if you think about your brand, you as a financial advisor, it's really made up of a collection of topics that are really interesting to you. If I might simplify a little bit, I think when financial advisors hear the word brand, they think Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
right? They think really complicated. At the end of the day, think of your brand as if you got into a conversation with someone, what are those things you're passionate about? What are those topics you're passionate about? And I'm not just talking financial topics, I'm talking about sports teams. So for
Sure.
me, one of my favorite parts of who I am is I'm a New England Patriots and Tom Brady fan.
Sure.
I just love Tom, and Tom retired this morning officially. I
He
know it's been
did. I
on the
heard
news.
that.
Official retirement this morning. Congratulations to him, and what a great career he's had. And I've almost half my life spent as a Tom Brady fan, watching him win Super Bowls, etc. It's been amazing. So that's something that I want to, that's part of me and that I would want to post on. So we try to make that easy by, you can set up your curation so that it's bringing in Tom Brady articles or Red
Sure.
Sox or Patriots or mountain biking. I love mountain biking, skiing, etc. In addition to, of course, all of those financial topics.
Well, and it helps round out. So it's funny when I talk to advisors and I say, okay, tell me what your last client meeting was like. How often did you talk about the markets? And they're like 5 minutes. Okay,
Right.
so what did you spend the other 55 minutes doing? Talking about family, things that we have in common. I'm like, okay, so that is the podcast. And so, Scott, this is good. Might sound like kind of a grumpy question. So I'm giving you an out. You can tell me to pound sand. You can throw the microphone down. But I think one of the things that advisors find is that a lot of the curated content isn't as personal as it needs to be, and they want to be able to have a little bit more control over the narrative surrounding some of that stuff. Do you guys have plans to help with that? Because I know that on the app and things like that, they can share these articles because they're already approved basically from compliance. But what happens if the advisor wants to, I don't know, write a quick article or a blog about the article? And can you guys do that too?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
So we've got a full staff of copywriters.
Okay.
We can help them write blog posts, take thoughts that they have and advice they're sharing, insights they're sharing with their clients, and turn that into a blog piece. But a blog, it lives on your website, but how are you going to get people to it? We automatically post that out to social media for you multiple times, because studies show that it's not really until the third time that somebody sees a blog post that they actually click on it in social media. We'll share it out in a newsletter, email newsletter, and that kind of thing. So that's the blog channel. When we're talking about social media and posting to social media, we make that really easy. Mobile app, you just go in there, write up what you're thinking, hit post, and it automatically routes to compliance.
That's
and then it's out
fantastic.
there.
And that's one of the reasons why you guys have exploded. I mean, because you have all of that back end. But so I'm going to play devil's advocate a little bit more here. So YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. How are you getting advisors exposure on YouTube?
That is a really good question. We have not gotten to YouTube yet. Right now we're at Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn.
I'm sorry. We can totally help with that, but keep
going. Okay. We need to talk about this.
All right.
We're looking currently at Instagram.
Oh.
YouTube is on the horizon. Obviously, the way that we help with YouTube is you can create a video on YouTube, and if you're posting it out to social media, it's going to automatically route through compliance, right? If you're sharing it over email, it's automatically routing through compliance, and your compliance gets that link. And they're able to review it.
Now, we're at this crazy conference, right? So this is FSI, where a lot of these people interact directly with the regulators and stuff like that. And I was in a press junket thing this morning, which, by the way, was the first one I ever had. And I have to say that I charged them with, or asked the question, how are you helping advisors communicate to this next generation? Because that's one of their big initiatives here, right? And because of how you do what you do for advisors, you're giving them the social media tools, which is how this next generation communicates, the ability to communicate directly with them. How do you feel about that?
Right. I just saw a stat that says that the millennials will, in the next decade or so, inherit, I think, 1 to 4 trillion. I'm slaughtering the stat, but it had a T. There was at least $1 trillion from their baby boomer parents.
And we know the statistics. I mean, Broadridge did a study that we heard about this morning that they released here at this conference. That most people, most millennials or most kids fire their parents' advisor because they don't feel a connection to them, because those advisors are marketing like it's the 1900s and they need to market like it is today. All right. Here's
all about social.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
So here's my favorite question to ask on all of these. And first off, I want to thank, for those of you who have not subscribed to Advisorpedia, please make sure that you do. This is the sort of content that Doug and his team puts out all the time.
Right.
So please take a moment to do that. But here's my favorite question. What should I have asked you that I didn't?
What are we going to do about the new SEC
rule?
Boy,
okay, bring it on, brother. Yeah, what do we got?
So this is a real opportunity for financial advisors.
Yes.
You think about what you do when you're buying something on Amazon, at least me. I'm looking for
reviews.
The reviews. I'm reading through all of those reviews. Yeah. And if there's one review that's off, it makes me think twice about buying this thing. Mm-hmm. And so financial advisors need to proactively manage that.
Yeah.
They need to proactively, they will be able to, and this depends on whether they're with a broker dealer, what broker dealer they're with, and if they're an RIA, sky is pretty clear here. So they can manage that. They can request testimonials. The way that our platform will work and does work, we do it already on the P&C insurance side of the business. And we're launching it on the financial advisor part of the business, is we do a couple of things. Number one, we want you to be in tune with what your customer base thinks about you. Mm-hmm. So we send out what's called a Net Promoter Score survey.
Oh, yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to recommend me to a friend? That shows up, that feedback shows up in a dashboard that you can see, and you can see who's saying what about you. If your NPS score is above a certain level, we'll ask those providing you feedback to post a testimonial for you, to go to Google reviews, Facebook reviews, and post a testimonial. Now, there's rules around that and what we can do. Google's got strict regulation around it. Facebook has theirs as well. We got to comply with that. We got to comply with the SEC rules and FINRA rules. But the good news is that financial advisors very soon, if not now, are able to solicit testimonials.
Well, and Scott, I think one of the reasons, in my opinion, why you guys have exploded and why you're kind of ubiquitous in the digital marketing world in the financial services space is because your philosophy of trying to do everything you possibly can to keep the advisor in their lane, right? Let them do what they're great at, which is providing great financial advice. 98% of them are actually terrible marketers, and you do it for them in a compliant manner. So I personally want to thank you as a person whose mission, is to not only free the world's experts from the torment of sales, but help advisors stop being the best kept secret in their area. You are helping with that, and I can't thank you enough for all your good work.
Thank you so much. We are so passionate about it, and I will say the same thing to you. We've got the same mission here to help these financial advisors grow their businesses, reach their dreams. We look at them as entrepreneurs, as striking out, establishing their own business, growing that. They've got hopes, they've got dreams. Yeah. Marketing can be such a key part of them achieving that.
All right, brother. Well, thank you very much for your time today. And for those of you, this is Matt Halloran at Advisorpedia, and also for Integrated Partners and Flyer, and of course, FMG. We'll see you on the other side of the mic very soon.
Thank you, Matt.